I once knew, I thought I heard a voice or two. Familiar, yet out of touch. The years gone by, they've changed so much. No more the corners where I came to know. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Precious one, I promise you to become whole, to stand up tall. It's just a day I cannot say. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall. I saw the wrecking ball. I stood and watched you fall.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the winter months, sort of December, January, February is where I train the hardest, and I've got a trainer that I go and see in the gym. We do from running to swimming and cycling. We do all that sort of thing as well as gym work and weights, because it's actually, some of my friends say to me, what are you doing in the gym? You only sit on the motorbike and ride it around, and it's quite hard work really. It's I don't think it's as hard work as the motocross boys. They have to work a lot harder than us, and I train with a few of the guys that do motocross, and they get to spend a lot more time on the bike. We're not as lucky as that. You know, we can only ride our bike on certain days throughout the year. We don't really ride that much. In the winter, I probably go 3 months without riding. So to try and simulate what you actually do on the bike is quite difficult. But like I said, I do swimming and cycling and running and weights, like a combined sort of thing. But I know you do a lot more cycling stuff.
Definitely through the winter and stuff, I get out cycling a lot more, spend a lot more time on my hands. So you know, you want to fill the days in and you can get out for a good few hours on a cycle bike. Whereas when the season starts, I feel like I'm a bit busier and got a few more things to do. So I like to change it and go running and go to the gym. So I've got more of the day to do other things. You know, cycling takes up quite a bit of time.
It doesn't ban it, but it's...
I've been motocrossing yesterday, I'm not told you it.
I bet you're not allowed to go snow skiing, is it?
I just know they didn't used to be able to go skiing.
No, I mean, you know, to be fair, a lot of the riders are pretty sensible about that, especially during the season.
They tell you that.
Yeah, if they're booked a holiday to go snowboarding in the middle of the season, we'll have something to say, but, you know, you can't wrap around in hotball, and it's like riding a bike outside of racing helps them as well. So it's just circumstances and limitations to it.
I've had to ride a Kawasaki for the last 3 months because I'm still waiting for my Honda motocross bike, but I'm not annoyed or anything. Don't worry hard. We're using that point compared to the motocross boys, that I think they try and ride some of them 3 or 4 times a week, which obviously the perfect training for what they're doing. When we go testing, obviously we use a lot more tyres, a lot more fuel, the tracks, the insurance, everything's a lot more expensive, so you know, we can't possibly test and ride our bikes as much as they do. But I've just got into doing this little mini motocross on little 2 F110s, which obviously it's nothing like doing what I'm doing, but you're sort of using the throttle and brake, and I do a little bit of trials riding as well. I try to ride any sort of bikes that I can, but even over winter, if you ride motocross or trials, you jump on the bike for the first day and you're still absolutely shattered, you know, by the end of the day. Because I think with what we do, the speed and everything, and that side of it, trying to make yourself relax, going at that speed is what's difficult, and there's nothing else we can do that can really simulate that. So it's quite difficult, but I think we're all lucky that riding for Honda we do test as much as anyone else, if not more. So we're on the better side of it. No, I prefer to be racing against him because all I get off him all the time is he's faster than me and I'm faster than him, and we keep arguing about it. But he's doing a really good job this year, obviously leading the World Championship, so I can't argue with him too much. But yeah, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years we can be racing.
You prefer that to be, yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I was in Italy last weekend, I really enjoyed going there and supporting him and helping him. I actually get more nervous for him riding than for me. When I'm on the grid, it's down to me. If I'm going to make a mistake, I'm sort of in control. When I know what he's put into it, so when I'm there watching him, I just want him to do good, and it's actually a lot harder work than doing it yourself. But no, I'd like to race against him, and yeah, hopefully in the next couple of years we can be. I've not really thought about it. I'm hoping I'm going to have a few more years left doing this, but yeah, we'll see. I'm quite into my golf, so if I put a bit of effort into that, maybe I can do a bit of golfing. But Jason just started, so he might take over.
I actually beat him the other day. We played my first game out for a while and tailed him up, so I was quite happy with that. But I don't actually know. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. I'm just focusing on racing and trying to do the best job I possibly can and be the best that I can be. So we'll see where that takes me, and hopefully when I finish racing, can still be involved in the racing scene some way.
Good with Kiel, so you can't really speak to him too much, so that helps, I think. Not really. We got on pretty good. Obviously, me and Jason don't race actually against each other. We're in different classes, so that works quite well. But I can get on with people I race against quite good. I ride my bike. If I get beat, I say well done, and that's it really. It's only riding a bike. But some people find it really hard work, and it gets awkward sometimes. But for me, I don't have any of that. But I'm not sure about Kiel. Rivalry between me and you, a good relationship.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You find it hard to race against him or no?
Find
Do
it
you-
hard.
Talk slowly.
Do you find it hard being friends, racing against?
I'm not his friend.
Kind of.
I don't know.
Don't know. Kind of.
Blame you.
I've not got big enough balls for that, so definitely not for me.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not brave enough for that. But I actually went to the TT for the first time this year, and I really enjoyed myself. And got a massive amount of respect for them guys for what they do. It's pretty out of this world, really, when you see it firsthand. And I'd like to have a go at it, but I don't think I'm brave enough for that.
Do you think it takes a certain kind of person to race the TT? You have to be a bit nuts, really, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I've got my road license, but I don't do any road riding. I did a little bit back in Australia. When I go back home, I do a little bit, but nothing over here in the UK.
I've not even got my licence. I hate to say it, but I'll be one of the people. I'll be trying to show off and doing wheelers and trying to impress girls and hurting myself on the road. So definitely not a good idea for me to get a road licence.
I haven't licensed, but I never.
Why is it that so many of you, obviously you race bikes, but you don't, is it that you don't want to ride on the road, or you think it's unsafe, or you just don't have the time?
They can't pass the theory test.
Yeah?
That's the main reason. I've tried several times.
Yeah,
and
they
failed.
can't get past the theory. They're on the road.
I've been on the practical, just the theory side of it. I don't know, for me, I think, I don't want to put a negative on anything, bikes are awesome, but racing bikes and understanding crashing and that side of it a lot more, obviously, because I've crashed a lot more than most people. I understand what it's like crashing on a track, and I don't really fancy crashing on the road so much, but what gets me is not what I do wrong, is what other people can do wrong, I enjoy riding bikes because I enjoy going as fast as I can, and on the street it's a totally different level of riding, so keep the racing to the track and don't go speeding on the road. That's my
Mine's Troy Bayliss. Comes from Australia. Comes to the UK and went on to win a couple of world championships. So he's been my inspiration and someone that I've looked up to in the past.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to say the obvious one on Rossi. You know, when I was 10 or 11, he was winning his first World Championships, and you know, all the stuff he brought to the sport, the celebrations and everything, and how he is himself. And so I would say, you know, I don't think there's a rider out there that don't want to be like Valentino Rossi.
The inspiration, someone you want to be like. Anybody?
Oh, nothing special.
Just to start shaking.
No, I don't have.
Yeah, obviously I want to stop in. He's confident at the minute. He's been winning a lot of races. But we did a decent job last week. The team at the test at Snetterton, the bike's working really well, and yeah, the bike's good enough to go out there and beat it. I'm 100% confident about that. So it's down to me now this weekend, and yeah, I feel good. And I can guarantee I'll be trying 100%. But you know, the first rounds of the year, we've got some points on the board. I think it's time we try to push a little bit harder now. So I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, you know, like I said there, I've broken my leg a couple of times, broke my wrist a few times, collarbones, had my spleen taken out in 2011, punctured a lung, broke some ribs.
So it's safe to say you're a bit of a crasher.
Yeah. Tore my bone. Yeah, had a few bits and bobs go wrong in 2011 was the worst crash that I had, so that wasn't good.
Yeah, I've had some crashes on ankles and wrists and collarbones, but luckily I'm hoping I'm going to try and stay on a bit more now, so I hope that's going to be the end of it.
No, nothing.
You've never hurt yourself? No? When you do hurt yourself, do you always want to get back on the bike straight away, or do you ever think, you know, I've hurt myself bad, it may be time to stop?
I don't know, you've probably had a similar moment to me where you hit a tyre wall quite hard and you're laid there and you're struggling to breathe a bit and you think, I'm never getting on a bike again. Then you can breathe and you think, well, I might have another go. And then you get up and you're walking away and you think, where's my bike, you want to ride it again? So that's what sort of happens to me, that's how I sort of get it anyway. Well, I might go for about 10 minutes where it really hurts and I'm laid in down but thinking, I'm never getting back on that thing. But by the time you get to the medical centre, you always want to get back on, don't you?
Yeah, that's the same, you know. When you're in a serious amount of pain, you always think, what am I doing it for? But as soon as you start to feel better, you know, you want to get back on your bike and get racing. So, you know, that's what we all enjoy and that's what we all work towards each day, you know.
I know, well, in 2011 when I first jumped on a superbike, I think I was going past that point every weekend, that's why I was crashing all the time. But you know, that's what I would say the biggest thing about experiences on our bikes. You go that close to the limit and it's about just being that one step away, you know. You can't ride 100% every lap, otherwise you 100% you wouldn't last 5 laps without crashing, but you go at 90% you're not going to win a race, so there's a point in the middle where you need to go to, but I push as hard as I can for the 40-minute or 30-minute race, and it's more of a case of certain parts of the corner where it's easier to crash where you just bring it back a little bit, but I would say I'm close to crashing most of the time, but I just don't quite know.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on, really. You know, you've got to ride to what you feel, and you know, I'm sure we all have quite a few moments over a weekend, and it's just knowing where that edge is to not go so far. And hopefully this weekend I can keep it on 2 wheels and not taste the tarmac again.
Sometimes you see people say, oh, I'm happy I crashed because I know where the limit is with the front or the back of the bike, and I always remember thinking, oh, what a stupid thing to say, I can't be happy you crashed, but sometimes you need to go to that point to understand it. I think that's quite a big point of being able to, you know, the guys that go consistently fast are close to that point every lap, but they know not to go beyond it. I think that's where the feel comes into it really. I'm lacking a bit, I think, I need to improve that area.
You know, Elliot is part of our family. He was going to come today, but he had to fly to the Grand Prix today. But he asked me to have a challenge to you, that he reckons that if you rode his bike on a motocross track, and if he rode one of your bikes on a road race track, he reckons he would be not as many seconds behind on a road race bike as you would be on a motocross bike. You think that's right?
How long do you reckon, how long would we have?
With a day.
One full day?
And he's never ridden a road race bike.
I'd take the challenge.
See, look, that's a challenge for it.
I'll do it the day after the last race though, in case I snap my legs or not.
No, out of season. Is that a realistic?
I would crash 100%. If I didn't get injured, I might be fast, but I'd probably get injured before I was fast. But I've rode motocross quite a lot, so it wouldn't be fair. Really.
But Jake Nichols had a go at Ron Haslam, and he said after the end of the day, he wished he'd taken up road racing and not motocross.
I took Tommy Saw around Donington, was it 2 weeks ago, and he was 40 seconds slower than what I would go after a 4-day riding. He reckons that he can go flat out on the straight on a school bike.
Really?
And I've got another 50 horsepower compared to that. But he's a bit of a girl, isn't he? He's so good on motocross bike.
So there you go then, I reckon you'd win the challenge.
I won't be so sure because motocross seems a lot harder work than road racing for me.
Jason,